Another day, another fanboy's tear mug. Another picture hits the internet, makes waves. And why do the people who are pro-Disney and pro-Lucasfilm right now and pro-Last Jedi, why do they do this? Why do they incite the other side of the aisle, the fans who don't like Last Jedi and aren't crazy about the way Lucasfilm's being run right now? Why do they incite the fans like this? What's the purpose? What's the end game? What do they hope to achieve? Coming up. So another picture has been released of this guy holding his stupid Fanboy Tears mug, which is so ridiculous, and there's only one purpose in this, and it's to incite fans and cause controversy. And, you know, why would a fan base as a whole want to start inciting and arguing with the other fans? I mean, if you love something, if you truly love something, you're not going to start arguing with the people who may not have the same point of view on, you know, one of the pieces or some subject matter that deals with the larger community as a whole. It just doesn't make sense. If you're a true fan and you really love something, then why would you argue with someone who just has another point of view on something? You know, there's legitimate reasons that myself and many others have given for not liking The Last Jedi. And it doesn't have to do with sexism or bigotry or any of that. It's character development. It's not holding true to the original core values of the Star Wars characters, the Star Wars mythology from the originals, even the prequels, even the Clone Wars. You know, it's the writing and the characters of these recent movies, well, Last Jedi particularly, that have caused this controversy. But why are they doing this stupid kind of stuff? Why don't they want to just try to have a conversation or just say, you know, understand, hey, you don't like it? That's fine. You know, I do, but you don't have to. If you've got good reasons, you don't have to. But no, they resort to this dumb name calling in these stupid fanboy tear mugs. So I was researching this, and I came across this article from the Mary Sue. So, you know, already I was thinking, oh, it's going to talk about Rey and how, you know, what a poorly written character she is becoming and how she's quite the Mary Sue character. But no, it's not. It doesn't talk about that at all. So I'm going to just read some of this because it's just boiled my blood. It says, today I logged on to Twitter to find the constant thorn in the fandom side. Rebel Force Radio, a podcasting duo, had posted a picture of Star Wars show host Andy Gutierrez, I might pronounce that wrong, I'm sorry if I do, drinking from a mug that proudly says Fanboy Tears. For those, and then it says in quotes, for those, or in parentheses, for those who are interested, you can purchase your mug here. And the link's going to be in the description. Oh, no, it's not. Rebel Force Radio included Gutierrez's Twitter handle in the post. Naturally, the vitriolic fanbase that RFR has cultivated went wild, saying that Gutierrez was being unprofessional and being rude to fans. This is not the first time that this podcast has been embroiled in harassment. Harassment? So they posted a picture of the host from the Star Wars show drinking from a mug that proudly says Fanboy Tears, and you're blaming Rebel Force Radio and their fans who are went wild, saying that he was being unprofessional and being rude to fans? How is that not being unprofessional and rude to fans? Are you insane? If someone's holding up there's only one thing that mug means. Fanboy tears, you only get tears from either laughter, which, you know, I'm kind of guilty of because I could probably fill one of those mugs with the laughter I get out of these stupid articles, but it's from tears, crying, crybabies, man babies. That's what these mugs are insinuating. We all know. Fanboy tears, they should have a little parentheses down below or like quotes, little subscript saying crybabies. This is for crybabies. This is for you man babies. That's what it's saying. So someone's holding up, from the Star Wars show no less, a mug that says that, and you're going to blame Rebel Force Radio and their fans for being angry? And it's their fault? This article is about how terrible they are? So you're defending the Fanboy Tears mug. That whole thing is okay with you. It's okay to incite the fans in that way, but if you say anything against it, it's just insane. Like, this is the kind of article that's getting, you know, published on the internet. I mean, I know anything can get published on the internet, but it's just backwards thinking. It's insane. The article goes on. It would be easy to look at big voices in fandoms such as Rebel Force Radio as indicators that the majority of Star Wars fans are bigots, rude people, and in general entitled babies. So basically, they're all Kylo Ren. But they are also a minority opinion in the fandom. First of all, we're not all bigots and rude people and entitled babies. See, that's already, you're inciting fans, you're arguing, you're criticizing, you're being rude, you're being jerks just by saying that. But they're also minority opinion. I don't know, 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, in favor of Last Jedi. That's a majority that did not like it. More people are there to share, to create, to build a community. I don't know, I think there's a lot of people sharing, creating, and building a community that don't like Last Jedi, and I don't think it's a toxic community. It's one that's sharing opinions of characters, of development, of writing, of storylines, of holding to, traditional values of Star Wars. I think the most important thing to remember is that these guys phase out of their little corner of obscurity. There are generations of people, kids, adults, seniors, who are all enjoying this fandom and learning about Star Wars. Yeah, and the more they learn about Star Wars, I hope they do, because the more they're going to see that The Last Jedi was not Star Wars, is pretty crappy. And then it goes on to finish the article saying that there's a sense that sometimes I've felt it. Wow, Star Wars fandom's really messed up. But that's a huge mistake. And that gives these abusers way too much credit. They're really noisy, and it makes it seem like this huge division. There's a huge division, but there's really not. I would say the fandom's pretty divided right now. This is a small but loud group of people. They're effective, but they're not the fandom. Fandom is huge, a giant diverse chunk of people. I think there's been a giant diverse chunk of people who have been very vocal about their dislike for Last Jedi. A very diverse group from every ethnicity, every gender. You could go on YouTube and watch all of these videos. It's not just white people or white men who are in their 30s in their parents' basement. It is a very diverse group. And it says, I think the fans are the ones who like things. Not to say they need to like them without fail or reservation, but harassers and abusers do not, to me, qualify as fans. Fanatics in the truest sense may be, but not fans in the positive sense. There you have it. So this is just a crazy article that's just filled with ridicule and attacks, anyone who's been vocal about not liking Last Jedi, basically. So I don't get this. I don't know what their end game is. Why do they do this? Why do they incite the fans? If you love something, why would you argue and bash another group of people who also loves the same thing, but maybe not one part of it, or maybe not one specific thing of it? It's just, what's the purpose? It just makes me think there's ulterior motives here, that they're doing this on purpose. And I know, like, Colin Trevorrow, I've heard his name pronounced both ways. I think it's Trevorrow, so I'm going to go with that. But he had a tweet a couple days ago. I did a video on it, actually, a couple days ago as well, where he stated that articles like this are written to incite fans because it's making money. So I'm not going to link this article just for that reason. It's, it is on the Mary Sue. I will say it because I have to, prove that it's out there. I'm not making this up. But if you guys want to check it out, you can search on your own. But I'm not going to link it just because, I don't want to give them the satisfaction. I think Colin is right on this, that these things are just meant to incite the fans. So, but it's just crazy. If that's the purpose, they're just trying to make money. They're rallying up. I mean, they're dividing the fan base on purpose. Perfect example of this kind of thing. I got this little guy, Grand Admiral Thrawn, the pop figure. He was a limited edition, pretty good find for me. He's a great character from the EU, and then also in Star Wars Rebels, of course. And some people might say that these. I've got a friend who loves Star Wars. He says that these things are stupid. He doesn't like them at all. He thinks they're dumb. He's not that crazy about them. I totally understand. That's fine. I like it. I like it a lot. I think these things are cool. I think they're a nice little alternative version of a collectible action figure type item. I think they're neat. They're simple, they're neat, they're fun. I like them. I'm not, my friend doesn't like him, and that's fine. I'm not going to call him a racist because he doesn't like the Chiss race, or a bluist because he doesn't like people of blue skin tone or blue skin color. He just doesn't like them. That's fine. I do. No name calling. We can agree to disagree. Period. End of story. See, it's that simple. What do you guys think about this article and about just the general state of the Star Wars fandom. I mean, if someone held up a mug that said, "I see, I don't have one," I'd hold one up if I had one, but I would never buy one. But if it said "Fanboy Tears," would you be like a little insulted by that? You know, that's like saying if I called you, you know, oh, you're a big baby, and then you said anything to argue that, I would then say, oh, see, there you go again, being all toxic, be a toxic fan base. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? You're the one who started this thing. You know, it's insane. So let me know in the comments down below. And I do appreciate all you guys who've been commenting on the last video. I've had some good comments and good conversations with you guys back and forth. I try to get to, you know, at least like or reply to all the comments I can. And it's been fun talking to you guys and kind of, you know, going back and forth on some of our ideas on certain elements in the Star Wars universe and the things that, you know, I've been posting on and making videos. So I really appreciate that. Continue to comment. I will, you know, try to get back to everyone I can and respond in some way or another. So thanks, guys. If you liked the video, give it the old thumbs up and subscribe to see more content. And until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.